My name is David Carroll, and until just a few weeks ago, I thought I had it all. Life felt solid, beautiful wife, warm home, and a love that I believed could weather any storm. Emily, my wife, had a way of lighting up every room she walked into. Her laughter was contagious, her presence magnetic. To everyone around us, we looked like the perfect couple. But something started to feel off. It wasn't dramatic at first. Just the occasional hushed phone call she brushed off as urgent work stuff. Nights out that grew more frequent. And a trace of a cologne on her clothes that didn't belong to me. I told myself not to overthink. Emily had always been outgoing, surrounded by people, buzzing with energy. It was just her being herself. Or so I wanted to believe. Still, a gnawing unease grew inside me. It clung to my chest and wouldn't let go. Then came the afternoon that changed everything. Emily had left her laptop open while she went to take a shower. I knew her password. I hesitated. I wish I could say I respected her privacy, but my instincts had already made the decision for me. With shaking hands, I opened her email. There it was. A chain of messages between her and a man named Steva. Messages about a secret weekend they'd spent together. My heart felt like it shattered on the spot. Every sentence I read carved deeper into me. It wasn't just flirtation or a mistake. It was intimacy. Real. Planned. Hidden. I didn't confront her right away. I needed more than just emotion. I needed proof. I hired a private investigator to confirm what I now dreaded to be true. Within days, I had photographs, receipts, timestamps. Evidence that told a story of betrayal far deeper than I'd imagined. Emily wasn't just having an affair. She had built another life. My first response was fury, blazing and brutal. But rage burns quickly, and I needed something that lasted. So instead of exploding, I composed myself. I chose clarity over chaos. If she wanted to shatter the world we built, then I'd be the one to hold the pieces and let them fall where they may. I contacted a top-tier divorce attorney, someone with a reputation for being as sharp as he was discreet. He listened quietly while I laid out everything, and his expression didn't change as I handed him the damning evidence. Together, we prepared the divorce papers. I kept it all hidden. Timing would be everything. In the meantime, I devised my response. Not a fight, not a confrontation, but a performance. Emily loved to host. Parties, gatherings, fancy dinners. Those were her pride. So I suggested one. Just the two of us hosting friends like old times. She was thrilled, not suspecting for a second what I had planned beneath the surface. In the days leading up to it, I pretended, smiled, kissed her good morning, played the role of the loving husband, even though every touch made my skin crawl. Then the night arrived. The house filled with people, warmth, and laughter. She floated through the room with elegance, basking in the attention. And there he was, Steva, introduced as just a friend from work. The sight of them sharing subtle glances made my blood boil, but I didn't flinch. I couldn't, not yet. Dinner came and went, drinks flowed. Then I stood and raised my glass, tapping it lightly for attention. The room quieted. All eyes turned to me. Emily froze mid-laugh, her expression faltering as she caught the edge in my smile. Thanks for joining us tonight, I said evenly, keeping my voice measured. Emily and I have something special to share. Her eyes widened slightly, caught off guard. This wasn't something she expected. I turned to her, forcing a warmth that didn't quite reach my eyes. Emily, I said as the room waited. Why don't you tell them about your weekend with Steva? ChatGPT said. Why don't you come up here? I asked gently. She paused, uncertain, but finally joined me, still gripping her wine glass like it was the only thing holding her together. I reached into my jacket and pulled out an envelope, holding it out to her. Go ahead, I said quietly. Read it. The room fell into a tense silence as she opened it. Her eyes scanned the contents, and I watched her complexion fade, the realization dawning on her. David, she said in a trembling voice. What is this? It's divorce paperwork, I replied, this time loud enough for everyone in the room to hear. There was an audible reaction, soft gasps, shifting chairs, widened eyes. And before you ask, I continued. Yes, I know about you and Steve. Her hand shot to her mouth, and she took a step back, nearly losing her grip on the papers. At the other end of the table, Steve went stiff, his expression frozen in panic. But that's just the beginning, I went on, turning to address everyone present. While Emily was busy with her little secret, I was making sure I protected myself. I motioned toward a man sitting quietly in the corner, my lawyer. He stood and began handing out copies of the documents I had collected. Emails, receipts, photographs. Everything they needed to see the truth. The room filled with a mixture of murmurs and rising tension. Emily's closest friends glanced between her and the pages in their hands, their expressions shifting from confusion to shock to disgust. "David, please," she said, her voice cracking as tears welled in her eyes. "Can we talk about this in private?" "In private?" I echoed with a dry laugh. "You weren't too concerned about privacy when you were sneaking around behind my back. So no, now everyone gets to know the truth." Steve tried to quietly slip away, but I wasn't done yet. "And Steve," I called out, making him freeze mid-step. "Your wife's attorney has everything. Expect to hear from them very soon." Chaos erupted. Conversations overlapped. People exchanged sharp looks, and the once friendly atmosphere turned cold and uncomfortable. Emily dropped into a chair, her face buried in her hands, sobbing openly. Steve fled. Strangely, I felt nothing but clarity. For the first time in a long while, I felt like I had my footing again. What came next was as messy as you'd expect. Emily called again and again, left message after message, some filled with apologies, others desperate pleas to meet and talk. I never responded. My lawyer took care of it all. The divorce went through quickly, cleanly, and heavily in my favor. The evidence left little room for negotiation. I got the house, most of the savings, and more than anything, I walked away with my self-respect. Emily didn't just lose our marriage. Her circle of friends gradually pulled away from her, unwilling to stand by her after everything. Her name was no longer welcome in polite conversation. As for Steve, his wife wasted no time ending things. And when the details leaked, his professional life unraveled. Whatever relationship he and Emily tried to build afterward didn't last long. It cracked under the pressure of public shame and private guilt. A year has passed since that night. I've rebuilt slowly but surely. Work keeps me grounded, I've reconnected with old friends, and I've even started dipping my toes into dating again. Trust doesn't come easy anymore, but I'm learning, step by step, how to let someone in. When I look back, I don't regret a single choice I made. Emily had plenty of chances to choose differently. She didn't. And actions have consequences. What I took from all this, more than a clean break or legal victory, was a lesson in self-worth. I learned to stand up for myself, to reclaim my peace, and to never again let someone else write my story for me. And that, in a strange and painful way, is something I'm genuinely thankful for.